2011, Japan was faced with a very, very drastic situation. An 8.9 earthquake hit, causing many buildings to fall, killing thousands of lives, causing a tsunami to hit, and which, in the most dangerous part, of course, disrupting a nuclear facility. This facility is in danger of going through a meltdown, which will emit a radiation towards thousands of homes, thousands of people, and as we have seen recently in the news, have found radiation in tap water, in milk, in other substances towards their homes or what have you. Because of this situation that occurred, many people are more afraid or don't necessarily trust nuclear energy anymore. They think that's unsafe, not well for the public, and can harm many thousands of lives or generations to come. Just a study done by Princeton Survey Research Analysis International found that 74% of Americans ranging from the ages of 18 to 22, or pretty much college-age students, that they have lost hope or don't necessarily trust any type of nuclear energy that is being produced. However, what people don't necessarily understand is that this dramatic thing that happened in Japan wasn't man-made. It was a natural cause. We didn't contribute to it. It was the earthquake, not us. In this speech, I will inform you about the benefits of nuclear energy and the harmful effects it has on human beings. I will talk about 3 main points. The first main point is the benefits towards our society. The second main point is maintaining nuclear waste and managing it. And the third part, like I said before, is the harmful effects that it has on our body. Now, nuclear energy has been with us for a relatively long time, more than 50 years actually, to be exact. Many of us don't necessarily think that we use nuclear energy, but however, it's quite the contrary. William D. Johnson from U.S. Today magazine states that more than 20% of the U.S. population is dependent on nuclear energy to help provide electricity for homes, buildings, facilities, what have you. Many of us don't necessarily realize it, but we carry our own little nuclear radiation. I don't know if you guys know this, but like your phone works, emits radiation, what have you, has its own little nuclear power plant in here to help provide you to call, text, whatever. Another good thing about nuclear energy is that it is a low production cost energy source, to whereas like coal, petroleum, or even natural gas are more expensive to produce and are non-renewable resources. Like whereas once you burn coal, you can't reuse that; it just goes into the environment and just spreads throughout. Which means another good point. Whereas nuclear energy releases low emissions to the environment, keeping it eco-friendly or to a more green environment for us to live and have a more friendlier living world. But of course, a lot of people say, well, what if something goes wrong with our nuclear power plants or nuclear reactors, whatever? What could happen if some of this gets leaked or some of this gets damaged? How is it going to affect us? Which brings me to my second main point, is that maintaining nuclear waste. Nuclear waste is a very, very important topic for the U.S. government or any facility that takes care of nuclear power plant, any nuclear plants, whatever you have. It is our top priority to make sure that we secure everything, to make sure like none of this radiation gets spilled out, none of this gets emitted throughout the land, products, whatever have you. Jennifer Green writes in an article, Managing Nuclear Waste, that it is the U.S.'s #1 top priority to make sure that any type of facility that has contaminated or radioactive material is either fenced off with warnings, labelings stating not to reach this premises within a certain limit or else due to harmful radiation being spurred. Another thing that we make sure that none of this happens is that all this any type of radioactive waste that gets transported or sent to these facilities is secured in a big task ranging from different sizes, from a diameter of 8 feet to as long as 24 feet. Each of these casks are protective material with reinforced concrete, lead, anything that may have you to help protect the radioactive material such as inside the bundle. The smallest one ranging from 8 feet has a 15-inch concrete wall to help surround to help protect any type of radiation to emit or to spread out. And outside of that, the container that is holding that is another 10 inches to help, just in case of anything, if for some reason if the radiation is too powerful to spread out. And these casks right here are very, very, very durable, very reinforced. They're put through a series of tests to make sure that none of this radiation gets spilled out, just in case of if it gets dropped or of a leakage, whatever have you. A good example would be such as it gets dropped from 30 feet high into reinforced concrete, which is pretty much 3 times the height of this building, or twice if you count this building, the second floor. Another one is it gets dropped into from a 40-inch drop into a steel spike in the ground to see if there's any cracks or anything, what have you. Another good example that it does is they engulf it in full-on fire for 30 minutes to make sure that none of this, to see if it could withstand it, or another test they do is they engulf it in water for more than 8 hours to see if it could withstand any type of leakage or what have you. And of course, people say, like, well, even if that's the case, like, we still could get harmed with radiation. But like I said before, people don't realize that we are subject to radiation every day. We see it in our lives every day. We experience it every day. Which brings me to my main point, third, is the harmful effects radiation has on us human beings. Like as our previous presenters have stated before, we are more susceptible. We're subjected to radiation every day. A good example would be from James Lovelock, PhD, writes in his article, Radiation in Our Lifetime. You are more likely to get radiation from a ski trip up in a mountain rather than working in an actual reactor that is producing this immense radiation or heat, whatever have you. Only 1/100% of radiation is produced to actually go and harm human beings. So whereas the ski trip or even a doctor's appointment that takes X-rays emits 14% of radiation towards the body, which is more than which is still not close enough to the amount that needed to have harmful effects on your body. Other types of radiation that we see in everyday lives, just like we stated before, is phones, computers, even your car, believe it or not, with emitting radiation to the stereo system or navigation, what have you. It's all small little things. And like other people stated before, it's in our food. It's in our food, soil, even in some other types of material. In this speech, I've covered 3 main topics. 1, the benefits towards nuclear energy. 2, maintaining and managing nuclear waste. And 3rd, the harmful effects that it has in our body. But just because of a situation that is happening right now in Japan doesn't necessarily mean you guys to stop believing or helping towards improve on nuclear energy. Like I said before, this was a natural cause, not a man-made cause. we couldn't do anything to avoid it or